Have you ever wondered if there's more to our existence than what we see and perceive? Our world is filled with mystery and intrigue, phenomena that defy explanation and ignite our curiosity. Among these are paranormal events, occurrences that lie beyond the realm of our typical understanding. These phenomena encompass an array of inexplicable happenings, from ghostly apparitions to unexplained physical disturbances, strange lights in the sky to encounters with beings not of this world. Throughout history, humanity has been captivated by these enigmatic events, with countless stories, myths, and legends born from experiences that elude scientific explanation. From the hushed whispers at the corner of a dimly lit room, to the chilling tales shared around a campfire, the allure of the paranormal has always been impossible for us to ignore. So, let's embark on this journey together, a journey into the unknown. Dive with us now into a world beyond our understanding, a world of the paranormal. In the late 1970s, a small, unassuming house in Enfield, England, became the center of a paranormal storm. This was a humble abode that turned into a hotbed for inexplicable happenings, and the case of the Enfield Poltergeist was born. It all started subtly. Whisperings of strange noises began to circulate, knocks, bangs and clatters that seemed to come from nowhere. The family living in the house, the Hodgsons, were initially puzzled, but things quickly escalated. The inexplicable sounds were soon joined by moving objects. Furniture was found displaced, toys were thrown across rooms, and everyday items would vanish, only to reappear in the most unlikely of places. The phenomena grew more intense. Reports of levitations started to emerge. The Hodgson children, particularly the two girls, Janet and Margaret, were said to have been lifted off their beds, suspended in mid-air by an unseen force. The family was terrified, unable to comprehend or control what was happening in their home. In a desperate bid for help, the Hodgsons reached out to the Society for Psychical Research. This brought renowned paranormal investigators Maurice Grosse and Guy Lyon Playfair into the fray. Their involvement added credibility to the case, documenting the strange events, conducting interviews and attempting to communicate with the entity. They claimed to have recorded the poltergeist's voice, a gruff, eerie sound that seemed to emanate from Janet. Over the years, the Enfield Poltergeist case has been scrutinized and debated. Skeptics argue that the events were a hoax, orchestrated by the two impressionable young girls. However, supporters point to the sheer volume of witnessed and recorded incidents, the consistency of the accounts, and the lack of any clear motive for deceit. The house at Green Street no longer stands as it did in the 70s. It has since been renovated, its history obscured by modernity. Yet the story of the Enfield Poltergeist continues to captivate and confound. Despite the scrutiny and debate, the Enfield Poltergeist remains one of the most documented cases of paranormal activity. From an ordinary house we take to the skies, to Eastern Airlines Flight 401, which met a tragic end in 1972. Now, this tale is not about the crash itself, but rather the eerie happenings that followed. Eastern Airlines Flight 401 was a routine flight from New York to Miami, but on the final day of 1972, it tragically crashed into the Florida Everglades, claiming the lives of 101 passengers and crew members. Among the deceased were the flight's captain, Robert Loft, and the second officer, Don Repo. In the aftermath of the crash, Eastern Airlines salvaged parts from the ill-fated plane and used them in other aircraft. This was a common practice and usually uneventful, but not in this instance, for it was these salvaged parts that seemed to carry with them the spirits of Loft and Repo. reports began to flood in from various flights, crews and passengers alike, of apparitions resembling the two deceased pilots. The apparitions were reported to be so leaf-like that they were often mistaken for real people, until they vanished before the startled eyes of the onlookers. Captain Loft was often seen in the cockpit, giving advice to pilots during takeoff and landing. His spirit seemed to be looking out for the safety of the passengers, a duty he had carried out in life. Second Officer Repo, on the other hand, was seen in the galley and the engineering bay, often warning crew members of potential mechanical issues. These sightings were not limited to just one or two flights. They persisted for several years and were reported on multiple aircraft that contained salvaged parts from Flight 401. The apparitions were always seen on planes that had parts from the crashed plane, and never on those that did not. The sightings ceased only when Eastern Airlines quietly removed all the salvaged parts from their active planes. But even today, the tale of Flight 401 serves as a chilling reminder of the thin veil that separates the living from the dead. What makes this case unique is the number of credible witnesses, including pilots and flight attendants who reported these sightings. Our journey takes us back in time to Tennessee in the early 1800s, the setting for one of the most famous hauntings in American history. Picture this: a peaceful farmstead nestled in the rolling hills of Robertson County, Tennessee. This was the home of John Bell and his family, but a seemingly idyllic life was soon to be marred by an unseen terror. Around the year 1819, the Bell family began to experience strange and inexplicable events. They reported hearing knocking sounds on the walls and doors, sounds of gnawing on the beds, and even faint whispering voices that gradually grew louder and more distinct. As time passed, the entity grew bolder. The family reported seeing strange creatures around the farm. The haunting escalated to physical assaults, primarily focused on John Bell and his daughter Betsy. They were pinched, scratched, and even had their hair pulled by an invisible force. The entity seemed to have an intimate knowledge of the family's secrets and could mimic any person's voice. The malevolent spirit identified itself as the Bell Witch, and it's said that it tormented the family for several years. The climax of this haunting came with the mysterious death of John Bell in December 1820. The entity claimed responsibility for his demise, expressing its satisfaction with a chilling laughter that echoed around the farm. The haunting eventually ceased, but the legend remained. The story of the Bell Witch was passed down through generations, and it continues to be one of the most chilling tales of paranormal activity. Several books and movies have been inspired by this haunting, and the Bell Witch Cave, where the entity was reportedly seen, is now a popular tourist destination. The story of the Bell Witch continues to intrigue paranormal enthusiasts, with its eerie tale of a spirit that could speak, sing, and inflict harm. The Bell Witch. Haunting stands as a testament to the unexplainable mysteries of our world, reminding us that there are things beyond our understanding lurking in the shadows. From malevolent spirits, we shift our gaze to the realm of the unknown, the Mothman, a creature seemingly plucked out of a nightmare. Our story takes us back to the 1960s, to the quiet town of Point Pleasant in West Virginia. It was here that residents began to report sightings of a strange, winged creature. The creature was described as standing around 7 feet tall, with glowing red eyes and wings that spread out to an intimidating 10 feet. This terrifying figure, later named the Mothman, became the talk of the town, instilling fear and curiosity in equal measures. The first recorded sighting came from a group of gravediggers who claimed they saw the Mothman fly over them, casting a chilling shadow. Soon after, sightings became more frequent. Couples driving down desolate country roads, late-night wanderers, and even policemen reported encounters with this winged apparition. Then, in December of 1967, tragedy struck. The Silver Bridge, a bustling artery connecting West Virginia and Ohio, suddenly collapsed during rush hour traffic. 46 lives were lost in the icy waters of the Ohio River. The disaster was attributed to a design flaw, but whispers of the Mothman began to circulate. The Mothman remains shrouded in mystery. Skeptics dismiss the sightings as mass hysteria, while believers hold fast to their encounters with the unknown. The Mothman remains an enigma, a chilling reminder of the mysteries that surround us. There are some things in this world that defy explanation, that push the boundaries of our understanding. The Mothman, whether real or imagined, serves as a testament to the unknown, a symbol of the mysteries that lie just beyond our grasp. From haunted houses to mysterious creatures, the paranormal continues to fascinate and terrify us. We've journeyed through the annals of history, recounting tales of the Enfield Poltergeist, the spectral apparitions of Flight 401, the eerie Bell Witch haunting, and the enigmatic Mothman Prophecies. Each story a chilling testament to the inexplicable, inciting both fear and fascination in equal measure. These accounts, while steeped in controversy and skepticism, have sparked an enduring interest that transcends generations. They've fueled heated debates and scientific inquiries, yet remain shrouded in mystery. They've challenged our perception of reality, blurring the lines between the tangible and the ethereal. In our quest for answers, we've only scratched the surface of an unseen world, teeming with possibilities that defy our understanding. And so the allure of the unknown continues to captivate us, drawing us deeper into its enigmatic embrace. In the end, whether you're a skeptic or a believer, one can't deny the allure of the unknown. The question remains, what lies beyond our understanding in the unseen world of the paranormal?